Is it cheap to stay under a tourist visa here in the Philippines? Have you factored in the cost of doing visa extensions in your budget? Well, budget is one of the many things that expats think about before they even decide to travel here. Since Philippines is one of the easiest countries that you could stay under a tourist visa long term, many expats made a move like an early retirement just to move here. Others actually keep their jobs in the USA while enjoying life here in the Philippines, so they are earning dollars and spending in pesos. I've been in this industry for 5 to 6 years. I've helped over 1,000 expats from different countries, and everyone actually has two common reasons of why they chose the Philippines. Number one, there's no language barrier. The moment you set foot in the Philippines, you can talk to anyone. Perhaps there might be a small group of Filipinos that might not be able to respond to you fluently. Believe me, they understand what you mean. They might respond to you with a yes sir or no ma'am, but in general, Filipinos, they understand English. Well, I think that includes me, right? I almost forgot that I'm a Filipino. Number two, affordability. Most of my clients are from the US and most of them are actually receiving pension. And on the average, they receive 1,000 USD per month just from Social Security. And that is actually equivalent to a high paying job of a regular Filipino. So that means 50,000 peso, right? 1,000 USD. So that means in every dollar you make, you could spend a whole lot more. You've probably seen a lot of YouTube videos from expats talking about how much the monthly budget is. They talk about the rent, food, utilities. And I'm glad some expats include the cost of doing visa extensions in their budget. Well, in this video, we will be talking about the cost of doing visa extensions. I may not be able to tell you the accurate amount of doing visa extensions. However, what I'm going to give you is a good estimate so you could factor that cost in your budget. Anyway, before we get into that, I want to thank the people who have sent donations to the channel. Thank you guys so much. Because of you guys, again, I was able to help few expats last week. Some of them are actually overstayed, some of them need help with the 13A, some of them are actually under a student visa and they don't know what to do. So I was actually able to give them consultations for free. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate the support. For those of you who don't know me, hi guys, I'm Kevin, your visa guy here in the Philippines. I am a former visa agent with 5 to 6 years of experience and have helped over 1,000 expats in my career. And I have now created this platform to share all my knowledge all for free. So stick around, grab a cup of coffee. Let's get down to business. Okay, before we get into the cost of doing visa extensions, let's talk about the basics first. Let's begin with your arrival in the Philippines because that will determine your length of allowable stay. Foreigners in the Philippines are classified into two: citizens from visa required countries, meaning they need to get a visa before they travel to the Philippines, and there are those who are from visa free countries, meaning they don't need to get a visa before they come here. Now, if you're not sure about your country, just look up EO408. You will find there the list of countries that can enter the Philippines without a visa. So if your country is not listed there, so that means you need to get a visa before you come here. The big question is, how long can you stay here under a tourist visa? Citizens from visa-free countries can actually stay here for a long period of 3 years. Citizens from visa-required countries can only stay here for 2 years. In this video, I'm going to talk about more from those visa-free countries. So in order to stay here as a tourist for 3 long years, you just need to keep on doing visa extensions. You can do it online or you can do it in person. Now this brings us to the next question. How often can you extend your stay here in the Philippines? Now let's begin from the day you arrive here in the Philippines because that will determine your maximum allowable stay. Now you arrived here, you are given 30-day visa free. And if you want to stay beyond that, you need to apply for a visa waiver. Now that is the first extension that you can only have, which is only good for 29 days. Now that will be on top of the 30-day visa free that you received. In total, you will have a stay of 59 days. If you want to stay longer than that, you will then have two options when you extend your stay. You can have a 1 month tourist visa extension or a 2 month visa extension. Now, take note, when you extend after 59 days of stay, the immigration will charge you an ACRI card. Now, that is a card that the Philippines will give you as your identification here in the Philippines. Now, that doesn't replace your passport, it's just simply like an ID that they will give you. Now, that will bump up the price a little bit. I'm going to talk about the prices later on in this video. Now, the extensions that you can have after 59 days, you will only have 1 month or 2 month visa extension options. Now, at that point, you can then repeatedly keep on doing visa extensions until you max out your allowable stay. Before they give out 6 months, now they don't. So you can only do 2 month visa extension as the maximum. Also, another note, if you have stayed here for 6 months or beyond 6 months, before you exit the country, make sure that you apply for ECC. It stands for Immigration Clearance Certificate. It is actually a sort of clearance that you don't have a record from the BI before you exit the country. So take note of that. 6 months or beyond, you need to get an exit clearance. Also, I want to add something up. There has been a lot of expats that are having trouble when they extend their tourist visa online. So just to put clarity on that matter, look up this info. This is the Immigration Operations Circular number 2024-001. It is the revised rules and guidelines for extension of temporary visitor's visa in the online application and payment system. Now, if you look at the left side, it says there visa waiver. As I mentioned earlier, the visa waiver is the first extension that you can have after staying here for 30 days. And on the right side, that is the OAPS, meaning you can extend or apply for a visa waiver online. After that would be the first extension, which is the extension after the total of 59 days stay. And on the right side, it says there BI office, meaning you need to extend your tourist visa after 59 days at the BI office. And when you do another extension from the second to the fifth month, you can do it online and so on and so forth. This information right here might be very helpful for those people who have tried doing visa extensions online and it didn't work. So, because you might be in the stage where you need to do the visa extension in person at the BI office. So, look this up. Immigration Operations Circular number 2024-001. Also, I'm going to put a link in the description so you would know where to find it. Now, let's talk about the cost of doing visa extensions. The reason I started with the allowable stay, how often you can extend your tourist visa in the Philippines, is because it wouldn't make sense if I give you the cost and you don't know which part are you in the extension process. Now, let's use the same infographic that I made earlier. When you arrive in the Philippines, you are given 30 days. The first extension that you can have, again, is the visa waiver. Now that will cost you 3,030 pesos. It doesn't change, it's a fixed price. Visa waiver is a visa waiver. There's no visa waiver that will get you 2 months or 1 month. It will always be 29 days. Now the visa waiver is only applicable to those citizens that are given a 30-day visa free upon arrival, because there are actually two countries that actually receives a 59-day stay upon arrival, and that would be Israel and Brazil. Now, going back to the visa waiver, when you extend your stay past 59 days after doing the visa waiver, again, as I've said earlier, the immigration will charge you with an ACRI card. And the card will cost you around $50, which would be around 2,800 peso. So, plus the visa extension cost, let's say you will get 2 months, that's going to be around 3,000 peso. So, ACRI card plus the extension fee plus some minor fees. So that's going to be an estimate of around 7,800 peso. Now that is the cost after the 59-day stay. The ACR card, 2 month visa extension, and some minor immigration costs. So after that, you will then have a total of 4 months tourist visa validity. Now if you stay beyond that, let's say you will get 2 more months. So the 2 months will cost you around 3,000 peso again. Plus, as per immigration, if you stay here for 6 months, they will charge you with a CRTV. It stands for Certificate of Residence for Temporary Visitors, and that's gonna cost you another 1,400 peso. So if you sum it up, it's gonna be around 4,400 plus some minor immigration fees. Let's put it at 5,000 peso. Now, again, visa waiver 3,000 plus 2 months plus the ACR card plus a minor extension fees around 7,800, or split it at 8,000, and plus on the 6 month stay, if you add 2 more months, that's going to be around 5,000 peso estimate. So visa waiver 2 months plus another 2 months, total of 6 months stay. So when you get past 6 months visa extension, every extension that you will pay after that will be a whole lot cheaper, and it's gonna cost you around 3,000 peso for every 2 months visa extension. Because at that point, you will no longer pay for the CRTV and an ACRI card unless it's gonna be expired, because the card will be valid for a year. So you only need to worry about the visa extension cost, and it's gonna be around 3,000 peso for every extension that you make. Also, just a quick reminder, if you exit the country, for example, beyond 6 months, you will then have to apply for an exit clearance, or the ECC, and it's gonna cost you around 500 peso or 1,000 peso. So around that range. So it's that simple. It doesn't have to be so accurate down to the last digit. What I gave you would be some estimates. Something like an amount that you can factor in your budget. General estimates. So basically, it's only expensive on the first 6 months of your stay here in the Philippines. Once you get past that, it's going to be a lot cheaper. By then, you just need to keep on doing visa extensions until you max out your 3 year allowable stay. And before that 3 year is up, you can simply exit the country, let's say go to Hong Kong, Taiwan, and come back in to restart the process. This has been one of the options of many expats here in the Philippines that don't qualify for the 13A, or don't have the funds for the SRV, or even if they have the funds but they don't want their money tied up in the bank here. So instead, they rely on doing tourist visa extensions. If you want to know the yearly cost of doing visa extensions, you can simply do the math. Just remember, the ACRI card is only valid for a year. So by the time that you extend your stay and your card is already expired, you need to pay for another 3,000 to have it renewed. That's the only thing that you need to remember once you get past the 6 months. For foreigners that are actually just want to test the waters out here in the Philippines, then staying under a tourist visa would give you that option to know the things around here, because you don't have to fully commit. You just need to keep on doing visa extensions, and 3 years is a lot of time for you to know the culture here. So let me ask you, is it really cheap to stay here under a tourist visa? Well, let me know in the comment section. Anyway, guys, that is it for today's video. If you find this content helpful, leave a thumbs up. If you have questions, leave them in the comments. If you want to send me a direct email, send me a message at vin.philippines@gmail.com. Also, the free one-on-one consultation is still available. So if you're planning to come to the Philippines, or if you're in the Philippines but is stuck in a visa situation, that service would be helpful. So just send me an email, vin.philippines@gmail.com. Again, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.